Me?
Moore.
To me here.
Welcome, my dear.
Hello, thank you.
I can't hear you.
Why? But I am just going to keep on talking until it is that you can hear me.
Okay.
You let me know when some type of volume appears in your ASO.
You know, you're all set.
All right.
So what happened? Let me see.
Why am I late?
Let us see. Yes.
All right. Well, let me give you the context. You know, say me there Canada, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know, say in Canada it is already winter. Although granted, it has not been as cold as it could be. So, in order to keep my luxurious black skin moisturized, I use coconut oil on the skin. Right? So I went down to Mr. Chin because for some reason Mr. Chin always sends something for the black people. You ever realize that, Dreamy? You ever realize that it is always the Chinese store that have the things for the black people?
Exactly.
Okay. I went down to Mr. Chin and I found a nice metal something of coconut oil that says it is good for cooking, it is good for hair, and it is good for skin. So from time and that me I use now to try moisturize up the skin. So the coconut oil are done. Now, you know, as a Jamaican people, we cannot allow any of the thing to go unused. So, me take my finger and I dig out the balance of the coconut oil out of the side. But I wanted the metal pan them. So, it have one little part juke out, so one little metal part and it's sharp. So, I saw me dig the oil, I saw the sitting dig the finger. They say, it bleed. Me, I look on it and I say, yes, the vein bust. Me have to go KPH at no matter where me there KPH me going on. No matter where I am. If hospital come up, a KPH me go. Granted, I've never been to KPH in my life. But KPH so it bleed and all of them something there. So see me have my little band-aid here and then me just realize because me in a rush to get just me don't disinfect it yet, you know.
It's a last class.
You know, say you can't go. I'm metal, you know, Dreamy, and the coconut oil in the cut. So I'm gonna disinfect it yet. And you know, me have my big something peroxide at the house because when I come up here, my mother tell me say make sure I buy rubbing alcohol, make sure I buy peroxide, and you know, she give me like olive oil, eucalyptus oil, those, you know, the essentials.
No, what about the white rum?
The white rum is under the something. I have one of the lovely white rum them in the Jamaica 50 commemorative can you study yellow one with the hummingbird on it? Yes, I have that one. It's nice. Me take time I drink it and I introduce the Canadian them to white rum. But bust them on Appleton already. So I introduce them slowly.
Might you drop them off, you know?
No, well, I don't give them the Jamaican serving. So if I would normally give a Jamaican like this much, I give them like this much.
Okay.
You know, because they are built differently from we are.
Totally different.
Totally different. And they cut our navel string on a very strong type of alcohol. So I give them a junior version. I give them white rum light.
Oh, okay. But you okay though?
Yes, me good. The finger is good. Otherwise, me good. Me there do the people them school work. I try to defend my thesis so that I can be Carla Moore MA. Can walk around and eye on people.
Okay.
And actually, it's really more so my mother can walk around and eye on people. Can I be honest? My master's is from my mother.
Okay.
Dreamy. Me never tell you what. You see, when I graduated from high school, actually, when I've graduated from prep school, high school, and university, every time I collect a little piece of paper to say I'm done with the course, my mother come draw it out of my hand and say, "Give me that. How me walk far?" Every time she worked for the UA degree, she worked for the Campion something, she worked for the St. Helens something, and she makes sure she tell all of them something there because as she cook breakfast, as she make tea at evening time, as she carry go extra lesson, as she, a fair degree. So she keep the whole of them. She have the whole of them work up in her place. A fair degree. Just leave her with them.
You don't have any?
Well, I think I tried to take the UA one. But the rest of them are in her possession. And it's safer, you know, because we will lose them. I will lose them. I will.
Oh, yeah. That's true. So make sure you keep them.
I'm going to make her keep them.
Yes, I agree with you. Talking about schools. When we used to go to school.
Yeah.
You know, everybody, you know, one thing I like with Jamaican schools, everybody wear uniform.
Yes.
Differentiate each school from, you know, each other.
Yes.
Now, if you at school, go home, and you do anything bad in your uniform, you know, say next day is a caning.
Dog name your supper.
It must reach back to the headmaster or the caning master.
Yes.
Whichever one.
Yes.
You don't know how it reach.
Yeah.
And in those days, guess what? There was no video camera. There was no with video, but still it reached back.
Informer.
Just call him
Informer better than video camera any day.
I tell you. You know, and in light of what has happened, which we have read in the paper, especially with Maggoty, and also with what is going on the bus terminal in Halfway Tree. Let me just show you a little clip here of what it's all about. Okay. Can you see that?
Yes, I can see.
You see what is going on?
I see it clearly. Hi.
Boy, it just makes you wonder what is happening with our young children today.
People today. Boy, I saw that video, and the exact point that you put it up there is the exact point that I stopped watching, because it never makes sense to me, because all I was doing was looking at this little girl jiggle them body. And B, the video was not new to me. Like the news of Jamaican children doing these things was not new to me. So it never really makes sense to me watching that. But what I found was more interesting than the video itself was what happened after the video, and how it is that people started reacting to the video. People started reacting as though a school uniform is going to magically make a child different from every other child in the country, or for that matter, from about 50% of the people in the country. Because what these girls are doing is the same thing that everybody else is doing. It's the same thing that Roger Clark was doing to that woman on the stage. Okay. Right?
Yes.
So everybody knows Sunday became very moral and righteous, morally righteous, and a bit hypocritical, in my opinion, which is a thing that we as Jamaicans do. When something comes out and it goes viral and we get embarrassed that the rest of the world is seeing that our children are behaving like that, or we get embarrassed that other Jamaicans are seeing that Jamaicans are behaving like that, we get morally righteous, and all of a sudden we want to crucify the children, especially when it's girl children. Especially when it's girl children, because I noticed in all of the furor that went on, nobody was concerned with the boys who were watching this. Nobody was concerned with who was filming this, and it was probably a boy, because it's usually boys who film these things. And if you check it out, the one there, it's usually a boy.
And also the boys who are participating.
And the boys who are participating. Nobody says a word about the boys, but everybody ready to crucify the girl them to send them out of school, because them to learn to live better. When you take them out of an institution that is to help them to better themselves, how do you expect them to be better? When you punish them by taking away their opportunities at education, how do you expect them to be better? And that's something that grieved me, because I was watching it and I was saying to myself, you know what we do as a country? We expect the school to do more than the school could ever possibly do for our children. Right? Mm-hmm. A school is an institution that can socialize children, but the community socializes children, the family socializes children, the media socializes children, music socializes children, all of those things. But we let go of all of those other institutions and focus on the school. So once them put on the uniform, them for know so that can go on and they must automatically be better. They are growing up the same way as the children who dep on roadside and do nothing. They are exposed to the same things. And a school uniform and a school gate does not change the world that you're living in. It does not change how all of them women in the music video dance. It does not change how your mother and your auntie dance. It does not change the way everybody in your country dance. Mm-hmm. Part of that is cultural, part of it is slackness. Me tired of people are separate the two. People who are saying, oh, everything is African retention. She learned to use her body like that because of African retention. And then the other set of people will say, I slap this, they need to know Jesus, they need to go to church. No. There is something that is going on that's in the middle of those two things. Those girls are moving their body in that way because of African retention. Yes. But you need to think about why it is that they're using that particular movement in the present. What is it that they're getting out of it in the present? Part of it is validation, part of it is cultural, and part of it is that they look at people them know what to do with them body as sexual identities because we never taught them. The only thing we do is tell them, don't be sexual. We not tell them why. We not explain to them, say moving them body in a certain way can actually make them feel good other than objectified. Nothing. Them just look like them do them move here because that's how them supposed to move. Them not even understand why them a move so. Them not get no pleasure out of move so. Them just a move so because of us. But everybody come down upon them as women, as little women who are supposed to be virtuous and pure, to chastise them and punish them for the things that they've done wrong without thinking of how we created them. We created the society that made them all away.
Yes, that is true. You know, but yeah, you see a lot of these young girls.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that them know better?
The question is what is better, right? The question is what is better, because I think that we need to move to a place where we are more honest with ourselves about where we are as a country. We need to move to a place where we can get rid of this absolute idea of the pure and chaste woman or the pure and chaste child, because that doesn't exist anymore. It's almost impossible in our context. And this is not just Jamaican and globally. So we need to move away from that and meet people where they are and figure out why it is that children are doing the things that they are doing. Is it that we are not understanding that childhood does not extend as far as we think it does anymore because our children don't have the option of being children for as long as we thought they did? We need to understand.
What you're saying, that they're mature faster than
it is possible. I mean, it is possible. Childhood is a concept, Dreamy. In some country, from your 9, you're a woman.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
In some country, from your 14, you're a woman. Yeah. In some country, when you're 18, you're a woman. When you're in some country, from your 21, you're a woman. Yeah. The one thing that you can guarantee is that the rougher economic circumstances are, and the rougher social circumstances are, the more quickly children are moved towards adulthood, right? Or the shorter that childhood lasts. And we need to stop punishing children for doing adult things and think about if it is that they actually have the option of remaining childlike, or if it is that it will actually be a disadvantage to them to remain childlike in some ways, right? A lot of the things that people do, them do because of survival, them do because of that them learn, and them do because of that them have to do for survive. So why are these young girls undertaking these types of movements? Why is it that they're expressing themselves in this way? Why is it that their idea of woman means that you move your body like this and you bend over upon this man like this? Why are they doing it? But once we lock them down and say they're wicked, them evil, them bad, then we create those girls as the exception and not the rule. And we can continue to ignore the ways that what they are doing is more commonplace than we want to believe. We should use these girls as a way to learn, talk to them to find out why they might do that. So we can actually come up with some things where we help the picnic them, where them they know. Not when my mama was a picnic, not when my granny was a picnic, not back when Bakramasa did run and slave was a picnic. Today.
Yeah, but I think the parents should really teach them, because when you go to school, you get carried away because everybody thing. But at the bus stop, I saw a video a couple of years ago where it was a co-ed school.
Yeah.
Having sex in the hallway. And
I saw that one.
Oh, you did see it, though.
I saw that. That means when them go viral, you can't avoid them. You can't avoid them. They are everywhere.
They're everywhere, right? Exactly.
They're everywhere. Yeah.
So, it all begins in the home,
It begins in the home, but you do whatever you're doing with your child in the home, and then your child goes out in the world. Right. So we cannot lock down the borders of the home away from the rest of the world. The home cannot remain this pristine, untouchable place. It's in the home you have to teach your child about the world.
Right.
Right? Because sometimes we set up this division. In the home, everything is perfect, and the child come and them sweep yard, and them cook, and them read them book, and them go them bed, and you not talk to them about sex because that is not a right thing to do. You not talk to them about man except to tell them to stay away from man because them bad. You not talk to them from girl except to say don't breed the girl coming and raise no baby in here. The home is a place that it's completely pristine as far as it could be. So the children, them have no tools.
Yeah, it's a taboo. Yeah, you don't want to talk
about it. It's a taboo. Everything is taboo. So they have no tools. A lot of times when you talk to your children honestly about things, them lose interest in it because it's not illicit for them anymore. But when I saw the children having sex in the stairwell, I felt sad. I felt sad for the girl. I felt sad for the girl because all I could think to myself is, why is this girl doing this? What made her feel so powerless that she could not say no? Or what made her feel so powerless that despite knowing, so she couldn't say no. And even though she said yes, she probably didn't mean it, but she still just could not say no. She could not say a meaningful yes. She could not say a yes that meant, yes, I choose this because I want to. Because you can tell that the girl is not actually interested in it. So what forces are at work on this girl why she could not say no?
That's a good question. And
that's what we need to learn. That's what we need to learn, because these little girls are doing these things because maybe them feel that that's the only way that the boy gonna like them. Mm-hmm. Maybe it is them. Maybe they're under some type of threat. Right? Somebody tell them, say, if you not do this, we're going to do X, Y, and Z. Maybe it is they're doing it because something else has happened to them that has made them lose respect for sex in a way, or made them view sex in a way that it's already an act of violence. So what if this boy do it to me? What if this girl has been sexually abused already and that is why she's doing this? Which is not to say that all grown people who are involved in porn are people, sex assault survivors, because there's a thinking there that I don't want us to get caught up in. But what I'm saying is, when you're looking at a girl who is 13, who is having sex on camera with these boys who clearly have no interest in her, they're treating her like a piece of meat, and she's going along with it. Is it that this girl has already thought that she is a piece of meat? So are we looking at something that is telling us a story about something that happened before, but we're too busy being upset to recognize that this girl has had violence before, and this is why this violence is commonplace in her life?
Well, that's true. I want to tell you a story. What happened to me a couple of years ago? A friend of mine, he has a 14-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
Watched her grow up and everything, and me and her always a talk, So one day, I was out with she and some of her friends, and just the way that some of them was going on.
Yeah.
I asked one of them. She was 13, 14 years old. I said, "Tell me something. Are you a virgin?" And the girl looked at me in a way. I said, "Are you crazy?"
Yeah.
He's just like, "You stupid or something?"
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Wow, look at that."
Yeah.
And the parents are very strict parents.
The parents are. Yeah, the parents will be very strict parents. But it's sorry, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
What I say, when they go out into the world, into the school world, on the streets, and they see things.
Yeah, they do. They do. And when they go out into the world, they hear things and they see things.
And
TV. But more importantly, Dreamy, when they go out in the world, they have to cope. They have to find a way to cope with the world, right? Yes. So we think that as adults, we are the only people who have to cope. We are the only people who have to make very strange decisions because it's strategic. We're the only people who have to smile in the face of a boss that we secretly hate because that's how we're going to keep the job. We are the only people who have to, they're with somebody where we not really like right now, but either we don't want to be lonely, or either them have a house and we need somebody somewhere to live and put up with picnic. All of these types of things. We make decisions, and we make decisions that have to do with our bodies. We make decisions that have to do with who we rub up on, who we flirt with, who we have sex with as adults, if we are honest. We make those decisions based on survival. We need to cope with what the world is offering us now. And we don't recognize that for these young people, they are also trying to cope. Right? Mm-hmm. These young children are making decisions based on their own survival. And I mean, this discussion is very much focused around the girl, but I don't want us to forget the boys in this, because these little girls are having sex with these boys. Why does this boy feel that he can approach this girl in this way? Why does this boy feel that he has to approach her in this way? What is the pressure that he's under that is teaching him that he has to deal with her in this way, or that he must in order to, I don't know, gain credibility or feel like a man or whatever? And here's the thing. You see, when you have money, you see when you have power, and you see when you come from good place and all of them stuff there, you have a lot more things you can barter.
Right.
Yeah. When you have your education turn up and you have big job, you have firm grasp of the English language, all of these things that we look at and say that is what makes a powerful, important, valuable person. When you have them something there, you have a whole heap more you can bring to a table for barter to say I am of value. You see, when you don't have anything, very often the only thing you have, especially as a woman, is your body.
Body, exactly.
Your body. All you know is that you can't have sex. And so often when women, and especially young girls in the ghetto, young girls in the country, young girls with no money, young girls, when they're trying to navigate the world and to cope, the little sex where them can give somebody, how them give them the sex, where them give them the sex, whether them withhold the sex or what, is what they have. That's their card that they can play.
So them the body is the one is the thing that does the talking.
Because that's all they have. Look on it. You come from a place where your family not depend on nothing, right? You not on a job. You're probably in a school, but maybe you're not even really do so well. When you look around you, you don't see any job opportunities coming to you. You don't actually see any opportunities for higher education. You don't see no little outlet for you to do nothing creative, right? Mm-hmm. The only thing you know is that you can bend over upon a youth and he's gonna feel good, or you can have sex with the youth and he's gonna like it. That's the only card you have to play. You have nothing else.
That's a very, very sad case.
It is a sad case, but it is a case that a lot of us are in. As Jamaicans.
But it's not only Jamaicans, it happens all over the world in different cultures.
It happens all over the world in different cultures. And when you have economic distress and you have social distress, it comes here.
Yeah, because I remember when I was doing, I was doing a photo shoot one day of a 12-year-old girl. And she's from Mexico.
Yeah.
And I met her parents and everything, and she was a beautiful girl. And I said, okay, let's take some pictures of her to send to different agencies.
Yeah.
And, I took the pictures and everything, and about 6 months later, one of the agencies called, wanted to.
Yeah.
When I went back to her, you know what she told me?
What?
She got married.
Already.
To a man that is about 3 times her age, 12 years old.
Yeah.
But that's the Mexican culture.
Yeah.
You know, I look at it and say, boy, that is so sad.
Yeah. And even if it's not the culture, that's it. It's like you have different cultures will view when you're fit for marriage differently. Right? Different cultures. Some culture I gotta tell you say you have to wait till you're 25 in a certain cultures, and then even in the culture within certain classes, a woman wait till she done whatever amount of education and have big job. Certain classes the woman just knows say well she have to find a man because that's the only way she ever get out her parent them house. You know, it's so specific and it varies so much even within one country.
Yeah, true. True.
You know, so it's like we have to look at what are the forces that are at work on people. We can't continue to treat people like they're in a vacuum. We have to look at what are the forces that are at work on people. And not all of them are going to be negative, but we have to be aware of where a person is. Yes, their circumstances. We have to think about the person's circumstances before we get up and judge them.
Yeah.
Have to. And we have to also get out of the idea of thinking everybody's life is like ours.
Oh no, everybody's different.
Everybody different. Everybody and thinking that people who are different are somehow less than us. No. Sometimes it's not that. Exactly. Sometimes it's not that the other person is lacking. Sometimes you have too much.
Well, true.
You know,
Yeah,
sometimes it's not about the other person not having enough. Sometimes we absolutely have too much, and something what we have, we shouldn't have it, because if everybody have that much, the world couldn't sustain itself. Sometimes we need to back way and do without some of the privilege them we have.
And some people who have a lot, them abuse it, and other people who don't have it.
Precisely, and the inequality just continue all of these problems. So the youth sexuality in the Caribbean and in Jamaica specifically is always a very contentious topic, right? Because we have a way that we want our children to be, we have a way that we want our young people to be, we want them to be an example, we want them to be exemplary, we want them to be the very best. We want to shelter them, and then at the same time we want them to can deal with the hard life, the hard things of life are given, but you can't actually do that, right?
That's true.
And sometimes what you expect of them, the society will not allow them to do it. It just won't. So we have to stop looking on the ideal version of our children and start looking at what is the strongest version of our children that we can make now. And the only way we can do that is to speak to them honestly. The only way that we can do that is to remain absolutely determined to keep them in school and learning, despite whatever mistakes they make. We can no longer punish them by pushing them out on the road, because there are too many children out on the road with absolutely nothing to do. At least when they are school for 8 hours of the day, they're productive and them are do something.
Yeah,
8 hours of the day, you don't have to worry. Although in the school them is also another type of violence. You have violence will go on in the school them too, right? And that is the thing, is the world is now beginning to infiltrate the school. But school is at least a way to keep them busy for your time.
For a few hours at least.
For a few hours at least, you can know, say, well, them engage somehow. The school not perfect, and we have to start looking at how the world are going at the school and start, do something realistic for try to fix that. Stop feel say once you pass school gate, the fear of headmaster go stop you from doing anything wrong, because that not exist again.
Oh, that is it. And Jamaica, I know it don't exist again. Up here, it's worse.
It don't exist. The fear of headmaster not stop nobody from doing anything. And some of them headmaster them did abuse the fear of headmaster anyway. Them did take advantage of the people that them because the people them afraid of them. So that maybe it would say some of that are even out, but we cannot keep on expelling people and treating children, making examples of our children. Kick them off and make an example of them, because they are an example of something that is wrong generally. It's just they are the ones who didn't manage to hide it.
Okay, what would you do with those girls and boys at Maggoty? If you
at Maggoty, I would have bring in somebody to talk to them. I would have bring in, not for chastise them. I would have bring in somebody to talk to them honestly, not a teacher, not nobody. Somebody where them can relate to, like one. Maybe an entertainer wouldn't be good, but somebody who can talk to them and fit them level, right? Yeah. To find out why you do this, like what you get when you do this. What you feel like you did have to do it, or something where you enjoy. Why you enjoy it? What about it feel good for you? Why you never care say you're in a uniform? Does the uniform actually change anything for you? Do you want to be in school? Do you feel that school is productive for you? Because if it is that, say you might get kicked out if you do this in a uniform, and you still do it in a uniform anyway, maybe you don't really care about the school.
True. That is true.
Right? So it's any number of things that could happen. But somebody, since it is that now they might get all of this publicity, and since we can't see clearly, we have a group, call it a focus group. We have a focus group of young Jamaicans that we can talk to about a particular type of behavior that is becoming more prevalent. Take the opportunity and ask them why. And when you don't ask them why, go sit down with Ministry of Education or ministry, whichever ministry, and figure out what can we do to make it so that these children can be healthy in all the ways that they need to be healthy and function in the world in Jamaica as it is.
Yeah, I see. I read in the Gleaner that Calabar and Case came together for peace. It's cool to really get together as students.
Yeah.
Because it's Freedom Jamaica coming up, and for we.
Precisely.
We gone about our business in a couple of years.
Precisely. We don't want forever here.
Boy, I tell you. But we just have hope and just pray for them, And
Yeah.
I hope they can really look on somebody like Tessan,
Yeah.
who has, put our names up there for the past couple of weeks.
Yeah. Tessan really want to put a whole heap of things in the people in place, because Tessan just basically go for him and make up her mind, say, well, she just drop the accent on them gently, just lightly, gonna caress them with the accent. And then when the singing time comes, she just gonna make the whole round the know, say, despite the fact that she look like this, she's secretly a black woman singing in a church.
Okay.
That is what Tessan want you to know, that I am secretly a black woman singing in a church, and my voice is going to make you understand yourself in relation to my own truth hole. Yeah. And I like the fact that Tessan, she not try to change up her accent. Me dislike people will automatically start bad talk. You see him? As soon as Tessan up in her mouth. When Tessan go up there and she said, where's my bread and butter too? Everybody say, bread and butter, Jamaica straight. And then the bag of people who come up and they say, oh, you're saying both, I wish you would talk more than Tessan. All of them talk to me. I said, calm on yourself. You're saying that Tessan come from two completely different places. They have two completely different accents. If you see it up in mouth and talk like we normally talk a Jamaican, we same Jamaican would have tell him saying come from country and him to learn how to talk properly.
Exactly,
Tessan is a nice uptown Kingston girl. She have the confidence to talk like that because she have the type of accent where Jamaicans want to talk like.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of doing some pictures of her. I don't know if you just saw when I put them online. She was up about 2 years ago, and she did a vintage thing, but vintage in somebody you had Gregory Isaacs but they brought in the new vintage, and she was one.
Yeah.
Her the songs she chose did not do her justice. A lot of people were disappointed in how she sang. But I can see how she went home, possibly trained herself, know what she can handle, and trust me, she sounded a whole lot better. Because I don't judge a person by their record. If them can't sing a cappella without the sound and the enhancing and all of that, they can't sing.
Yeah.
Bottom line,
Yeah.
So, she went to Jamaica, and I can say that she really helped her work on the thing, and she's doing good.
Yeah, Tessan has always had a powerful voice. From she opened her mouth and then let out the first note, you recognize that it's a force. There's a force and a weight behind her voice that you don't get in a lot of singers. But with a voice like that, it is important that you choose the songs wisely. And it's also important that you not be afraid of the force of your voice, because you can pick a song which is a lightweight song because you're not too want to drown people out with the force of your voice, but sometimes you just need to give over to yourself and accept, say, well, you have one of them strong voice there. You have one of them strong voice there.
Her sister, Tammy, came up before her, and now she come in and just surpass her.
The thing is, no. Tessan has been around, before Tammy. Before Tammy actually bust on the Jamaican scene, Tessan was around, but she was on the rock scene.
Okay.
Yeah, she was around, but she was I forgot the name of the band, but she was the lead singer of a rock band. So she was pretty well known in Kingston even before Tammy came out.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, Tessan has been around, and then Tammy came out, and Tammy, he had seen for a while that Tammy was going to eclipse her because Tammy got signed to convict music and all of that type of stuff, and she had Frozen and she had a lot of international appeal. So it's like, me don't know, the two of them are playing this game where it's like boom and then boom and then boom and then boom, and I mean it's good because both of their careers keep growing. I mean they keep like one up in each other, and then their careers keep growing, which is good. But Tessan was out, and for a while the same story was being said that, oh God, Tessan come out so long and now coming like Tammy and go pass her. Which is funny because now the story is Tammy come out from so long and coming like Tessan and go pass her. But it's whether you know the history. But I think they push each other. I think that when one does really well, it pushes the other one to up her game.
Of course, yeah.
And I think it's good for them as siblings that they seem to be genuinely happy for each other when they're doing well. And I mean, they both seem committed to growing as artists.
Yeah, they come in like the Williams sisters.
Exactly. It's coming like the Williams sisters or the Wayans brothers or all of these type of family dynasties that you see coming up. And I for one, I'm really pleased about it. I mean, it's good to see Jamaicans uniting around something that is positive. Because a lot of time the news that we get is not the best news, and we unite for bemoan, we unite for complain, we unite for trace. So it's nice that we can unite around something like this, and I hope, just as I hope with the sporting people, I hope that it's more than a 1-day talk or a 9-day talk and then we'll go back. I hope that we can actually come up with something to sustain the momentum that we have in terms of the good feeling. Like, can we have some schools becoming more committed to creative arts programs? Can we have, even the government recognizing that artistry is something that they need to promote in order to build balanced Jamaicans? Can we have something that comes out of this that's going to offer more opportunities to make more Tessan Chins and more Tammy Chins? Can we do something about the culture where instead of jump fence, we pay, go watch show, and go take in some people are sing some other type of things? Can we do that? Can we make space for people who are doing that type of work now that we see say, well, we have plenty of things what we can do in Jamaica, and Tessan is not the only one who do the type of singing that Tessan do. There are a lot of people who sing the way Tessan do, but they might get the push.
Them don't get that opportunity to,
Yeah.
And there are many good singers out there.
Of course.
But look what they said. They said that Tessan's, the radio station, didn't want to play her songs when her album came out. I know that everybody wants to jump on her record.
I know everybody wants to jump. I know everybody are Tessan cousin. If me see one more Tessan cousin pop up on Facebook every day, you see some picture with they have with Tessan, from when Tessan used to have the long ear down in her back, and when she used to wear the belly skin with the something them with the little scarf with the chinky where the belly dancer them wear. She used to have one of that what she used to love wear back in the day. So she used to have the long ear and one belly skin and the little shimmy something. All of a sudden everybody a post some way back a beyond picture with Tessan. Oh, me and Tessan back in the day, me and Tessan back in the day. And I said, look here. If it is that the picture you're posting was not taken with a digital camera, if it was taken with a still camera, because that's how old it is, refrain from posting it. Tessan does not remember you.
I do believe that Tessan remember them,
Yes, Tessan probably does remember them, but everybody's been so wagonistic.
Oh yes.
Because them have the picture and them never put up the picture because Tammy was the bigger sister. So nobody never put up the picture with Tessan because Tammy had the star one. I say, don't be a wagonist. Don't be a wagonist. You're throwing off the shocks. Don't be a wagonist here.
Well, what can I tell you? Wish her the best. I guess she's what, in the top 12?
Something like that. Yeah, she's gone to the live. So we need it. Hey, I don't have television, so I don't get to watch it on time.
Okay.
But generally when people post them up on Facebook is when we watch them. But I think I know people in the US can vote, people in Canada can vote, and I hear that there is a way that people who are not in those countries can vote as well.
I got so much calls one day. How can I vote? Them block me from Jamaica.
Yes, I hear that there is a way.
There's always a way.
There's always a way. So I hear that there's a method. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's real. I don't want to spread any propaganda.
It's real.
But everybody can vote me for just vote, but make sure Tessan just reach. Because I see some people giving her some flack. I said she did do one video and it go up on YouTube. I want girl under the video how nobody, these ignorant Jamaicans and no Jamaican can ever win. And I want to say something like she's shocked that we even have cell phones to be able to vote for Tessan and nobody wants to hear her music. The one American girl.
Oh, okay.
Bex or Tessan and how people like Tessan or whatever. So I mean, it will happen that Americans will bristle against the idea that a non-American could do well. Because nationalism is a thing, like it go on. You don't necessarily want somebody who come from your country to come start with your thing, right?
Exactly.
So it will happen. So Jamaicans and other Caribbean people, right? We can't just tie it to Jamaica. Other Caribbean people who are in the States and in Canada and can vote, they need to just vote for Tessan and try and make she get through. Because
is the voting put you through or the panel?
I think it's a panel. I think it's a combination of the two. Is it? I don't know. I've never watched the show before Tessan was on the show.
Okay.
So I don't know. My mother sit down and watch it every week, and she gets emotional about the people. Them she cry over them because story. Cause you know them always tell her this mother story. She cry over them story, and she love them. And when them go home, she depressed. The next day she wake up, she can't chat to nobody. She don't want to chat to nobody because who get eliminated, and they make the wrong decision. And me just in my room, like, Lord, let me just go past this.
I'd have to meet your mother. Your mother.
she is a wonderful woman, but dramatic, yeah?
Oh.
You think me dramatic? You need to meet she.
What?
You need to understand. She is the most dramatic human being I have ever encountered in my life. My mother can't even tell you hello properly. It's good morning! Oh. Mommy, easy. Easy, mommy.
You know, somebody online said, boy, you sound better than Miss Lou.
Oh, Lord. Me like when people say Miss Lou name, even if they're not about me, I just like hear about her.
I found a picture. Somebody sent me a picture when with Miss Lou, and I wanted to I copied it, but I don't know where I put it.
I bet me know the one.
She and her husband standing together. And she looked just like you.
Really?
I'm going to send it to you as soon as we finish, because I have it. I said, wait a minute. Damn, this is a reincarnation.
There is one of them, one where she have on like a bandana outfit.
Uh-huh.
And like she got so.
Yeah.
I want me to see the picture, me I said.
Weird. Look kind of familiar, right?
Wait, Miss Lou. But me not stalk her, me not stalk her because it's not healthy. Me not stalk her.
No.
People will stalk her on my behalf, but me not going to go and dig up all her picture them and enough of in the lady business. But big her up.
I went back.
She do all of the things for Jamaica. You ever read someone like the scholarly work where she write when Miss Lou
I think she should be a national hero.
She should.
I think so.
She should. You ever see, where did I find it? I have the book of Jamaica Lavish, and there's this one that she wrote in response to, what was it? There was some contention about her and about her use of the language, and people basically saying that what she's doing is not legitimate, it don't make sense. And in Patois, she wrote one piece of response to them.
What is it? I remember.
Like I tell you.
No. I remember those days when she used, because I knew Miss Lou from when I was a little boy, because I used to go to the country in Papine, and we used to have to climb a hill to go to some friends of mine that live up in the hills. You know, summertime they go to country.
Yes. And
she used to live way up in the hills, and we used to pass her house, and she always a wave to us. And look about, we were so elated just that Miss Lou is waving to us, and
yes,
she cussing in Jamaica as a little boy growing up when she was talking our patois. You know, that's,
yes.
You know, she's not supposed to do those things on the radio. And it was unbelievable.
People really did give her a whole heap of grief, and I think that she handled it very gracefully.
Oh yes, she did. She did
very gracefully. And I mean, the thing that for me, what Miss Lou taught me is that you don't have to talk in English for smart.
Oh, no.
Because there is a way that as Jamaicans, even when we're speaking amongst ourselves, once we go into an academic setting, we'll automatically go to English. If there are no non-Jamaicans in the room, there's no reason you shouldn't be able to at least move between English and Patois in that setting. Right? But once we're trying to be smart, we start to speak in English, and it's a particular type of English, and our accents change, and all of a sudden we become very colonial accent that we're giving everyone. And I want you to know that I postulate that the disjuncture is actually indicative. I may say, we need to ease up a little bit.
And you're cussing us.
There is nothing that says that we cannot be brilliant in patois. Nothing at all.
But people will say that.
They will, them trace me about it all the time. Them go under my video and them tell me how you seem like an intelligent girl. But I don't understand why you insist on speaking like this. You seemed so smart until you started speaking in patois and blah, 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 blah. And to them I say, thank you very much for watching my videos. Thank you very much for taking the time to give me feedback. I will never feel like I have to speak in English in order to prove to me intelligent.
I think I saw one of those comments one time. I just laugh.
Them do me up, you know. Me say them do me wickedly, you know. Do me wickedly. How they know what the world does not need to know that Jamaicans speak like this, because this is just a sign of a lack of intelligence, and we should not be sharing this with the world. This is shameful. Blah 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 blah. I say, okay, well, here is the thing about it. English is a language that was imposed upon Africans when they came to this country, and they thought that it would kill us out. They thought that it would take our spirit, and that they could remove everything from before slavery from us by putting this language on us. And in response, what we do, we take them language, we yam it up, we mix up silver for we own in there, we turn it around and we spit you out back on them.
And they don't understand
you don't understand a word, and if you cannot see where that is actually an act of resistance, and understand that every time you're talking a patois, you are resist something, then you really have nothing to say to you. Teach them the English, they need to learn it, because not everybody in the world talk patois. Teach them the patois same time, because there's only one place in the world talk patois, and to me that means something.
You know, I teach my children and my grandchildren that, because whenever the littlest one now, she's 2 years old. Mm-hmm. Every time she said love you, she said love you, nuff.
Yes. Yes. You have to teach them a little something there, man.
Oh yes, I teach everything that and I'm a chat my part to them understand it.
Yes.
And guess what?
You have to teach them.
There will be children in the schools trying to fool them up with them. They're going to chat patois. Them after them have to understand it.
Exactly. The simplest thing to me. I mean, I understand why it is we're always in pursuit of what everybody else do, and I understand the value of what we one can do.
Exactly.
How we one can do it.
You know, this is.
We one.
This is why I always do things a little different. You know. Mm-hmm. You like my background?
Yeah, you know, from when I look on it, I say, oh, it look luxurious. It reminds me of Outer Portland. You see the one, you have one little island in the background there, so it reminds me of when you go Outer Portland and you look across and you see Monkey Island. Mm-hmm. So it made me homesick. It makes me homesick, Dreamy. Thank you very much for.
Right, welcome.
But it also made me very excited for when I reach home, because God knows me, I carry myself got the closest piece of beach and me just fling down myself. You know, see my brown. The lighting bad, so you can't understand. Let me tell you something. I am margarine colored right now. I look like chiffon.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with being margarine colored. No. My mother is margarine colored, but I am not supposed to be margarine colored.
What are you supposed to be?
I'm supposed to be something of a cocoa brown.
Okay.
Like a Richmond Valley, not Roma. Richmond.
Okay, Richmond. Okay.
Richmond.
I understand.
Thank you. I'm glad you do. So, we can't wait to reach home to go into the sun. God just make the sun burn me.
Sun or shine now?
Sun, we are here?
Yeah.
We daylight saving time, sundown. From me, I walk come down here from school, sun, she has said 5:14 out there pitch black.
Yes.
Because daylight saving time just changed, so I guess them want to make it so it brighter in the morning. Yeah. But the downside of that is that night drop as your queen.
4 o'clock it done.
As you eat lunches in night falling. Oh. Is it depressing just to Dreamy?
I know, my dear. But tell me something. Living in Canada, living in the diaspora, how you managing? All right, a big sigh.
Well, I find something of Grace bully beef inside of the supermarket.
How much feet?
Like $2, $3 something. Me never look on the price. Me say me just shake me eye and buy. Me clap my hand like seal. See me when me see it like seal. Me say me so pleased. So it is hard. It's hard because there are people around me and I have friends and they love me and whatever. We find a few Jamaicans, and if not people who were born in Jamaica, like their parents were born in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very pleased to have met them. But, outside of those, it's, when a Jamaican says something to a Jamaican, and you drop all a phrase. And when you say the phrase to them understand what the phrase mean now. They understand what the phrase used to mean. They understand, say, I throw shade pan somebody like a bad mouth, I try bad somebody.
Yeah.
They quiet with the phrase. They understand, say, I try go on like you're cute with the phrase. They understand all of these tensions around this one phrase. You don't have to explain yourself. This meeting, you understand one another. You don't necessarily get that outside of people, outside of dealing with Jamaicans. So when you're in the diaspora, those moments where you feel like a person understands you completely are very hard. I think once you leave home, no matter how happy you are, there's always a very small part of you that's lonely.
Always.
Yes. You're always lonely because it's just, you want the tree them will look like your tree them. You want to see the bougainvillea bloom. You want to see the pui them a bloom for no say exam time now the people them come off of the road. You want to see all of those things. And you want the people who the words that you use can have 4 and 5 meaning to them because they understand the history of the word. They knew the political moment when the politician did use the word improperly. They know everything about the word when you use it. And you want that connection. So it's difficult. It is very difficult. I love Jamaica. So it is very hard for me to be away from home. And you feel like you're watching things change. And you feel like if you were there, there is more you could do. It might be a lie. It might be idealistic. If I was home, I would probably just be going to party and going to Burger King afterwards. Like before, but you at least you would be in the moment. I hate when people have to tell me about Jamaica. I hate when people give me news about Jamaica. I feel like a child where their mother stop talk to them and them siblings I tell them what the mother up to. I feel so distant when people tell me about home. I want to be home. So it's hard for me. And what makes it complicated is when people look on you like you're mad when you tell them say you want to go home.
Why would they do that?
Right? There is this way that we know the life of Jamaica rough, right? Life of Jamaica can be rough. It's not automatically rough, but it can be rough. So when people get an opportunity to go abroad, very often it is understood that they will stay abroad. Or at least they will try to get citizenship to another country because, if you're lucky enough to get out, then you should try to find a way to stay out and to pull your family out behind you. But what happens to the person who makes the decision that they don't want to stay out is they get a lot of pressure and flack from people. It's like you're home and people literally ask you, why you do ya? Yeah, why you do ya? Yeah, idiot, why you come back ya? So your personal decision that I want to go and I want to get into the fight, no. I want to start working to save Jamaica, no. Or even, me just not like foreign one day a yard. Them take it like beat you in your head side with it. Me go to one restaurant for go try buy one oxtail. And the man we have put the oxtail in my pan. Say, so where you go? I say, Matt Queensy, make sure you file. Make sure you file. Right? And I say, look here, Junior, I'm going to need you for use your body. Errol, I'm going to need you for Winston, please behave. Like, I understand why they do it because they're thinking about my well-being. Because they're like, it's difficult to find jobs in Jamaica, all of these types of things. So you're really, when you go back there, you know, say, I fight, you're going back into a struggle. Right? So I understand why it is that they do it. But it doesn't change the fact that for the person who wants to go home, it's almost like it is taboo to say that you want to go back to Jamaica having been out. It's almost like it's taboo to say, I don't want to file for citizenship in another country. I just want to continue to travel for my little Jamaica passport. But all right with that. There's a pressure on you, like they want lock borders to keep you out. And I don't think that they think about what it's like for the individual who have to deal with that. I mean, clearly, of all the pressures that a human could have, this is one of the least damaging pressures, right? I mean, I compare myself to people who have food in them part, all of them type of something there. But I am saying that for the children of the diaspora, especially the young people of the diaspora who want to go home, there is a way that your efforts to stop brain drain are, they get a fight from people at home. So even if all of the social factors should push you out, when you determine, say, you try to push yourself back in, you want a family and friends and every other Jamaican where you encounter, should be back out again.
But it's your decision. That's what you want.
It is. It is your decision. You are the one who has to deal with it. But I'm always interested in considering the ways that people's decisions are influenced by the people around them, and how it is that some of the systems that exist continue to exist because we make them continue to exist, right? So how does brain drain continue? Because we are complicit in it, because we keep forcing people who want to come home back out. And what would it be like if a person said, I want to come home, and we simply said, yes? What would Jamaica be like if, when it comes to that moment, because if you are a 20 to 30 something young person and you're in Jamaica or you're out of Jamaica for school or something, you're always making that decision. You're always thinking about that decision. Do I go home? Do I not go home? Do I go home? Do I not go home? If you're in Jamaica, you're always thinking, do I stay? Do I go? Do I stay? Do I go? Do I stay? Do I go? All of my friends that I talk to, and it's also young people who would have the option to leave, right? Because you have some young people who the opportunities don't present themselves for them to leave. So it's the young people who would probably have the opportunity to leave. Do I stay? Do I go? And even if the ones who don't have the opportunities, it's them still a wonder, but them just have another level of barrier, which is, will I be able to leave if I want to leave, sure, right? But do I stay? Do I go? Do I stay? Do I go? If you're out of the country, do I stay? Do I go? Do I stay? Do I go? We're always thinking about it, and it's what are the things that people say to us when we're thinking through these things, and how does that push us in any particular direction, right? So we always say, oh, the government not make opportunity for nobody, and nobody can work at home, nobody can work at home. But how do we keep telling these stories to these people that actually make it that even if they want to work at home, they don't try to work at home because we don't make home a space that they want to be in because we push them out?
True, that is true. You know, a lot of people, I would say, after they get the education, they figure that, boy, I have to go and work with somebody. You know, with their education and their skills, they can go out and do things for themselves.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. And we don't create that space, right? So, yeah, well, bank full up. Digital now higher. So I don't know where you come back here for do. You don't know what that person could do. You don't know what that person could do. That person has experience overseas. Suppose it is that they just figure out a way to write the best grant to get money and to come home, come start a program that's gonna do something at home.
But you forget.
Why do we keep thinking?
You have to go through so much red tape.
You have to go through, but it's their decision to do it.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying is, in the case that you have somebody who just, them can't bother because them say it's too much. And yes, sometimes it's too much. Allow that person to go.
Yeah, of course.
In the case that a person said, I'm willing to do it and I want to stay, allow that person to stay.
Well, that's one thing I do. I never discourage a person if they decide they want to do something. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Right? Yes.
I might have tried it and it failed. Somebody else might have tried it and it failed. They just might be successful at the right.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
You cannot discourage a person for what they want to do. There's, you know, some people do that as a habit. As a habit. No, man, that can't work. That can't work. That can't. And I tell you something, the person got and do it, and it worked just right for them.
And even if it don't work, failure is a part of life.
Exactly.
Failure is a part of life. So don't take a risk that is going to put you in a position where you're absolutely on your face and you can't put food in your stomach. Don't take that risk. But try. And just the same way where them would have to come out foreign and batter and fight for make it, them could have batter and fight for make it at Jamaica. Because the next thing is, I'm tired for the one lie I tell. Everything is not perfect in foreign.
We know that.
It is not perfect, Dreamy. You know, come here and them just give you 5 job. You know, come here and them just give you one nice retirement plan. None of those things. You come here and you have your day job, and when your day job done, you go work 3 hours somewhere else to try and make up some money. On the weekend, you have a job folding clothes at Lowe's.
Exactly.
Because it is because the class thing not set up as rigid as how it's set up in Jamaica. You see a friend working at Lowe's, but you know, so them just a try to get a check. So you know, look on it and say, oh, them not come from now. I see them a work at full clothes. If you see somebody at Jamaica work at full clothes, then you judge them and say, oh, she had full clothes and I go on like she had. So because of how our class structure functions and how when we come overseas now, we realize that oh, we are just Jamaican immigrants here. The class thing ease up. We will forgive one another for doing things here to survive that we won't forgive one another for doing at home. Mm-hmm. But it not change the fact say we still have to do them something to survive. When you come a foreign, you always have to run. You work additional hours without pay. You have to put up with the fact that your boss probably thinks that you're black and chopping. All of these other types of things. Your boss won't let them can't understand you when you talk because you have Jamaican accent. You have to soften your accent in order to survive. And when you go back home, them tell you why you twang. Mm-hmm. Because I had to twang in order for them to understand me.
You have to.
You have to brush up. You have to soften up the edge of the accent. Accent too round, square it up.
Yeah, you don't, but you don't
right?
lose your one. But you don't lose your one.
But you don't lose. But so if you come abroad and you still have to struggle. In Jamaica, you assume that you're going to make it off of one job, or one job must be able to pay you because that is Jamaican culture. A person has one job. In foreign culture, a person does any number of jobs that it takes to get their bills met.
2 or 3 jobs at the same.
2 or 3 jobs at the same time. Granted, it might be harder to find 2 or 3 jobs in Jamaica because we're not set up in that way that you work a couple little jobs and you put it all together. But we expect that a person is to be able to make it off of one job, and a lot of us would not even go out and try to find an additional job in Jamaica.
That is true.
A lot of the Jamaicans who you see making it, who not necessarily come from nowhere, quote unquote, but I make it, also them have 3 jobs. So them work whatever job, plus them the people here, plus them do some little nail taking, or them taking some things and do some little sewing, whatever. They do other things to make money, and so them would have hustle here and them would have hustle there. So why is it that we feel like hustling is different? We keep on going on like in foreign, you have to come up here for work, your finger to the bone, and worse, you do it in a snow. Right? So we need to stop telling this one lie. We all come back with this one story about how foreign is so amazing, and once you go there, if a person go to foreign and don't make it, is for them fault because them never want to work hard. It's for them fault because they never grasp the opportunities that were offered to them. I realize the foreign come in just like the opportunity have to come by, and you have to hustle and sell out your soul to get them.
You have to do what you have to do.
You have to do what you have to do. And when people come back home, we need to stop looking at them like they are failures because they are failing to thrive, quote unquote. We need to cut off some of our foolishness and stop some of the posing and stop have so much expectation and just make it so when my brother go foreign and him over there for a year and him dep on him face because he can't find a job, or him a flip burgers and that is how he's paying his bill. My brother must can come back to me and say, my girl, say a burger me a flip over there. So I left my position here. I work in a bank, in a whatever position, to go flip burgers a foreign, and that's what I'm doing. And my life is not ideal, but I choose to stay over here. My brother must can say that to me, honestly. I mean, I look on him and say, Abaka, you not try why you over there flip burger.
Yes. That's sad.
It's complicated. It's very complicated. I mean, we all have the baggage that we're carrying from history. We all have what we want to hear, the stories we want to hear from our family. We want to hear that our families are doing good. We want to hear that our relatives are succeeding. We want them to tell us good stories. But sometimes in wanting that, we make it so that they can't tell us the truth.
We have to change.
We all have to change. We have work to do. We have work. We definitely, all countries have work to do. By talking about Jamaica, I'm not insinuating that anything is different from any other country, but I am Jamaican, so I speak about Jamaica. right? We have work to do.
Yeah.
We have work to do.
Well, let's hope we can all succeed in what we do. I know you're going after your masters. Is it masters?
I'm going after the masters. So in an ideal world, I will have the masters in hand come January. So anybody who wants to hire me.
For your mother?
My mother will have my masters in hand come January. So I will be looking for work. So anybody who wants to hire me, Dreamy, tell them that, I'm here and I have my credentials. I have a firm grasp, sometimes I speak English. I speak enough English to work with you, whoever you might be.
All right. Make a photocopy of the master so you can put it right behind here. Because your mother will have the original.
I won't have the original.
She will have the original, so you just make sure.
Yeah, I will. Me usually just try scan it, so me can have it with me. Because me know say she not frame them, She keep them in her special drawer. Every Jamaican have a special drawer.
The bureau drawer.
Aye, the bureau drawer. Aye, CM drawer. She keep them in the bureau drawer, but she keep all of the important something them. So I feel important when we see it. Me feel with the thing them, I feel important. She also keep a birth certificate. Can't we last that thing?
You last anything?
Well, I'm 31, but I'm not really an adult.
Okay. You still jump on the bed?
Look here. When I go to Jamaica, I sleep under my mother's arm.
Okay.
Under her arm. If she poop, me inhale it. Me not give the woman no room. Oh, shall it be? When she see me I come, it's like she said, Lord Jesus, look how me just lost access to personal space. Me just itch up on her.
Anywhere she there, you there.
Anywhere she there. Me just itch up on her. When my sister now as a night come and she not come in, me call her. I say, I don't understand. Me don't understand. Me there at bedtime. I mean like 8 o'clock. I don't really bedtime. But as a mother, she's to be home.
And you must be right underneath her.
At 6 o'clock, she must powder her chest and put on her dust and go in her bed.
All right, Miss Carla. But as you know, Irie Times is here for you at any time.
Yes. I'm very pleased with that offer. I was actually just thinking about it today, what it is that the format would be and what we could do. So I am thinking about it. Once I get the masters finished, I can, and I mean, this is the same thing I've been saying for the whole masters, because when you're in at the program, you don't have time for scratch your head.
No,
so I'm supposed to do my vlog them on Scandal. Ask when last me do one.
Yes.
Them are muting me on Twitter.
Hey, Scandal, I get wicked,
No, look here. You see, dreaming about that start now. You see Queen? You see dirty Queen. Queen need to go away. Shonda Rhimes need to get rid of Queen. Mrs. Shonda Rhimes. I just watched 2 episodes, so now I'm only 2 episodes behind.
Okay.
Mrs. Shonda Rhimes kill off a man who was an American hero, but she made Queen Olive as right.
Right there.
How is this happening? Me I go tweet Shonda. Me I go have one day where I do sit down and tweet Shonda and say, team no Queen. Queen must go. Hashtag we sick a Queen. I'm here people refer to her as Baby Hawk. Baby Hawk? Baby Hawk?
Baby Hawk. Yes.
That Jagabat? No. No.
I've heard that word in a long time.
No. You know which word Jamaican love for some reason? Reprobate. Why did we just come up with reprobate and condone? We don't condone many things. We're always not condoning. I'm like, how out of all the words in the English language, we just decide as a culture, say reprobate and condone and fill with 2 words.
We own
those that. 2. We own that. No matter the rest of the world now use them, we are not reprobate and we don't condone that.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
The finger all right though.
The finger all right. Well, me afraid for kind of check if it a bleed because it did bleed plenty.
Just keep wrapping it up.
Me just wrap it up. They say the good thing about Canada too, it's cold. Me never even have to put ice on it. Me just run it under the pipe water, and that function just like ice. Can you imagine? Never put just a little pipe water was enough. So me good. When me done talk to you, me I go upstairs in the lounge where my department have, because I've been putting so many all-nighters, and so I basically live here now. So upstairs me have a loaf of bread, peanut butter, jelly, chicken slice, a bag of milk, because the bag of milk cheaper, one bag of milk, and then down here now I have my cereal bar, I have my canned soup, I have my oats to go with the milk, and I have some fruit.
Oh, by the way, you have to make sure it's hard bread, you know.
Which hard bread? Where you say hard bread up here? Jimmy not grieve me. You know say it no sell. And what I'm not selling as hard dough is not the same as hard dough. You're not getting right. I'm not the same thing. Them have a hard dough, but them hard dough seem very fancy to me.
I don't really hard.
So I like them like a tangerine with them sell. One little baby tangerine.
Also a little bit.
It's cutie. Me know 2 bites. There's a hand one to hand the next side down.
It's done.
It's cute though. It make you feel like you have a snack. Hey. One more story before we go in. You didn't know, so what we have as avocado, them call it slim cardo?
Slim cardo? Wait there.
You didn't know?
No.
We go in alright, so you know the pear them what them have up here are the little beanie one with the rough skin, right? And the skin almost look black. So me did I eat it and me go in at the plot, me say one of you with pear now, one of the big lush pear with a nice shine smooth skin. When me look on the side, slim cardo. So you know, so me ad was to tweet everything. So me tweet it and me say, but what is happening? One of my friends them tell me say apparently few with avocado then call it diet pear. Diet pear. Me no know it, me never Google it, but it must have less or something, maybe less fat or something like that. Slim. And now that I think about it, the little one them coming like them have more oil to me. Them coming like them more oily to me than Feel one. You know, Feel pear coming it more watery, like it you eat it and it's refreshing and it's very light. Vera pear, the little beanie pear, it tastes more oily. It's a heavier pear to me.
Oh, okay. But hard to digest.
Slim car, it not give you the same flavor. It good for condition your hair though.
Okay.
True, me I live natural now, you know see.
I tell you.
You know see me I live natural.
What time I see it does change up on me.
Yes, I am now using all natural products. I did try to stop using deodorant and I was using lemon rind under my arm. That one I never take. That never take.
What do you call it? Lemon what?
Lemon, like lemon, you wrote lemon on your arm. Lime, yes, I said I tried it. It was detrimental to my social life.
Stay away.
Let me tell you, you smell like quokka bush.
I tell you, you must smell so.
So, but the avocado good for it. I don't know if it will own a good for condition here, but you see when we get the pear, I take the first slice of the pear, I put it on the side of the plate side of what I eat. Lord Jesus. I not even put the salt on it, just the low sauce of pear.
Someone online say you must use couscous.
Couscous for try to cover up the smell? Yes, I was to do it because one day I did take up my selfie, say I was going to walk extra fast, come down to school. Child, the lemon rind turned into something I don't want to tell you about.
Nobody that wants to class with you.
People talk to me, see me, and say hi. Everybody say what happened? I say, I don't know, I just feel very energetic. That's something I feel to just move away. If take for the smell with me. Jesus, needless to say, I've gone back to the other end. When you come a foreign, you do all type of strange things. That one then never happen again.
Oh boy, you do some strange things.
I do a lot of strange things. Right? I does. But one of them good, it's straight, but it work condition here with the avocado. Take olive oil and the avocado and mash it up and put it in your ear for half an hour. Yeah, Dreamy, your ear would have look good with it. Your ear would have look luscious.
I tell you.
Your ear would have just flow.
You recognize me.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Thank you very much
Yes.
for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
And, as I said, you were the first one on Irie Video Chat, and now you're the first one on ITVEC. Irie Times.
Maybe that's my first one, Faith.
And you were my first interview.
Yes, it's my first interview.
At least you were the one that inspired me to do this.
First, all the time.
All right.
I'm glad, and I really like all your things. Just take time to turn right out till you can start like our live show and something there. Let me you talk about 1.5 hour show where we can off. Can't talk to people. We can't have one show. We just needs money to play music or Jimmy and us, we can't.
We'll work on something, Yeah, we work past it.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Hold on a second. Don't go away. I'm gonna sign off now, and because tonight we're doing Fern Court Dinner Dance. We're broadcasting that live, so if you get a chance, you can just tune in.
Yes.
Yeah, Mark Sweeby will be on later on. We start at 7:30. So it's a good thing you're not too far from you. That good thing you're not too far. I can always just run over there and come back.
Yes.
But as I said, you're gonna be. We'll be talking. We'll be talking. And thank you for joining me. And just hold on. Say goodbye to everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. Thank you, Nona, for listening. Remember to follow me on Twitter at More Mayhem and check me out on Facebook, More Talk JA. And yes, I shall be back. But remember that if you want lustrous hair like what Dreamy has, avocado and olive oil all the time.
Yes, that's true. And there's a link right on IrieTimes.com for More Talk JA.